Them butterflies, right? Them butterflies in your stomach. What does all this stuff really mean? What does all this stuff really mean? I'm gonna tell you what I learned. So I had uh, a moment with someone that I was attracted to. And I mean, they were on my mind, okay? Like, on my mind. And I sat back with it. And I'm not going to get to the full details. I'm just say this. As a creative, excuse me, as a creative, somebody is a part of what I'm building or what you may be building. It's very natural to build attraction to that person, whether they may be the actor in your film, maybe they're a director, co-producer, your damn manager, your all these different things, just list it out. Where there's a creative co-partnership, right? Why does this happen? Because it's sitting in the space of energy. Okay. And sitting in the space of see, this is why you gotta brush your teeth after you eat. I hate when that food, not to be nasty, when that food, when you don't brush your teeth after you eat. That's where that bad breath comes from. That food that sit on your teeth. I had some pasta. Yeah. So anyway, um, these things are natural to happen. And so when these things are natural to happen, what happens is, oh, she had her party today. I make sure I reapply for that thing again. Oh, who the hell he talking to? Anyway, um, what happened is, my bad, little distraction there. Oh, not distraction. I had a picture I had to see. Um, I got getting a catch feeling for this person who was a part of my creative work, and I was like, ooh. But then it all came to me, and I was like, yeah, they are a part of my creative work. They are a part of what was in my imagination. They are a part of what I've created, right? They are a part of a major project that I'm doing. And so it's only natural for us to feel this vibe of connection because they do the same work too. And they've completed the work more than I have. So if me and this person were to connect, me and this person are to connect on the level of creativity from the orange chakra, which is a sacral chakra. We are supposed to create together. That is why those butterflies are in that area. They're in the stomach. They're in that sacral and solar plex area, the orange and yellow. And because of that, this is where these butterfly things come from. And this is why Dr. Gabor says we attract what is familiar pain, what is familiar suffering, what is familiar struggles. And I said all the time, I said, when you have all that energetic feeling in your body, that's a big red flag about what's coming with that person. Every time. And I'm never wrong. And most of the time, what's going to come is pain. Okay? Pain. Struggles. Arguments. The feeling of what you believe love is, and then back again. And that is exactly what happens with all these feelings in the body. I sat here and in my own personal life, I said to somebody, you don't love me the way that I love you. Right? They never confirmed nor denied it. But then after I sent that message, I realized it's really not about that. I was having a moment. And it was a realization. I was having a moment. But I've also told this same person, you can only give to me and show me affection to the capacity of it that you have to give. I mean, that's maturity, y'all. You can only give to me to the capacity that you have to give it. And that's it. There is nothing wrong with the word capacity. It doesn't mean that you're incoherent. It doesn't mean that you're slow. It doesn't mean that. The capacity means your level of what it is that you can give and do, or that you want to give and do. See, that's another thing. The key word to capacity is how what you what you can give and do. So if you don't have the capacity to understand something or to do something, it's what you want, what you can, or if you probably don't want to. Probably just it's like a level of I can't, nah, or you just completely just don't know at all. You just don't have the capacity. There's nothing wrong with that word. Now, going back to the butterflies, this person had me thinking of them and all kind of stuff. I was like, damn, why am I? But then it all began to hit me because they are a part of a creative project. They've created creative projects. They've done videos. I've watched the video. They write songs like I do. They do music like I do. They write like I do. They're in the performing world. They're in the art world like I am. So therefore, there's the connection. There's the bond. There it is. This is somebody to. This is someone to creatively collab with. And if there's sexual intimacy between me and this person, then it is what it is. Do you see what I'm saying? This is these are the things that I feel are the true absolute way of what connections are that people miss. Because even the people who stand up here and give y'all all this advice about what relationships is and what a connection is and laughing and joking about your marriage, I'm here to tell you, for those of you do it, because I talk to my single people out there. I talk to my free spirited people out there. Okay. I talk to the people who are free now. Maybe they got divorced and they're free, or people who've never been married at all. I talk to my poly people out there too. I talk to y'all, but poly people get it. I don't even have to. But you have to understand that this is what I feel is it. This is why I get now. For so long, people in poly relationships spoke the way that they did. In that book, Tell Me About Polyamory, written by that Asian woman, I'm going to read that book again because in the very beginning of it, she did state this. She said she was out one day and she caught eye contact with somebody else, and she felt this feeling of just love pour over her from this person, and she never saw that person again. And she said that lesson taught her that, we can just have these glimpses of connections and loves and moments and this and that, but it doesn't mean that we're supposed to run down the aisle together, you know? And so she was just saying that um that's when she learned about connections with people and different things. And it goes to the same thing I said, right? And I didn't say it on purpose. It just happened that way. I read that book about damn near 4 years ago, y'all. Okay, 4 years ago. And I thought about it and I was like, oh wow, the same thing happened to me. I started to realize, like I told y'all, I said New York City, you fall in love like 10 times in one day. You just fall in love 10 times in one damn day, and then it's over. And you go home, right? Or you go to a party or a museum event, art event, depending where you go. You go. And you never see that person again. That's what New York City is about. That's what the city life is about. That's what life is about. You have moments. Okay? You have moments. And then on top of that, there comes um these moments where you have imagination in those moments. You might see yourself being proposed to or walking down the aisle with that person. Okay? And it happens. It happens. You feel me? And I'm saying all that to say this is the part of spiritual understanding of connections that's missing. And I feel like these things are really in everybody's face, especially when you read the book Attached. Now, the book Attached, sometimes I could read a book and it takes me time to, what's the word, digest it, like really fully digest it. Sometimes I have to let it sit, and then after time comes, I'll probably think about things or two about the book before I could fully tell you my view of the book. Even if I fully like a book, the only way I know I fully like it is because I'm going to live in that book. I'm going to always be opening and closing that book. Feel me? If not, it'll get digested. So, you already know I'm always yawning by the time I get on this microphone for some reason. The thing about Attachment, beautiful cover. I love the little white and the heart, the red heart, and all that stuff, and it's all cute, right? So it grabs you, the cover. You do learn about being anxiously attached, uh, avoiding attached, and secure attached. You do learn about it, and you do learn when you have these different type of connections with other people and how they have their relationships, right? And you begin to learn that the anxious attached does not feel comfortable with the secure attached, and you find that the anxiously attached attracts the avoidant attached person. And you learn these different things. You never see two avoidant attached people together, right? Or but you'll see a secure and avoidant attached, but you'll see a secure and an ancient attached, but you see all these things that you learn in the book. Now, These type of books are tools, 101 type moments to get your foot wet in understanding your style of attachment, your karmic patterns, and all these things, right? And as you begin to see them, this is where you begin to take your step to make changes in your life and to heal in your life, right? And so here's another thing. When you make these steps in your life to make transformations and to heal in your life, right? The first thing you have to recognize is your patterns. And I'm going to keep it very much a buck with you. I need y'all to really understand something. When you begin to live a life of being fully aware more, when you begin to live a life of actually understanding these things that I'm talking about here, you're going to live a life more alone. Okay? Not lonely, but alone. And what comes with living life alone is going to be these glimpses and these moments of connection and people and bonds and smiles and exchanges and conversations and all these different things. But they're never going to mean anything. They're only going to be moments. And these are the things that you're going to understand as a person who is alone. And you're going to enjoy being alone. Trust me, you're going to enjoy being alone. Because if you do talk to somebody and you do give them that point of interest for whatever reason, what you're going to find is, if you and that person fall out, you're going to be very happy the day you lay in that bed. You're going to be like, oh, I'm glad that this was what it was. And that person lives here and I live here. Or this person is wherever they are. But the point is, they're not in your bed living with you. And you're going to be happy about that. And that's the point. That's the beauty of being alone. Okay. And so I should have titled them Butterflies in Your Stomach. And also understand that when you have connections with people of interest, you are going to do it in a way where it is on your terms. Okay. And I don't mean this in a narcissistic, selfish way, but you're going to do it on your terms. Okay. And what I'm saying is, you'll say, I like you, and I like this about you. And this is the connection that I see between me and you. And this is the connection that I like between me and you. And so this is how we're having this connection. And so you're doing the connection. You can't control what nobody thinks. You can't control how nobody feels. So you're going with the flow and you do this connection. You like them, they like you, right? At least you know for sure they do or whatever. And as you do this connection, as you keep doing it and as you do it your way, what you're going to find is, and you understand the purpose of the connection, you're not going to steer away from that. You're going to say, you know what? I like you. I like you a lot, and you like me. And so when we have this fallout here, this is how we're going to handle it. This is what we're going to talk about. This is how we're going to get through it. Or maybe I need my space for a little bit and you need yours. Let's just give each other a break. That's actually the first thing you might both say. Let's just give each other a break. This ain't really working out right now. That's maturity. That's growth in a relationship. I played a lot of games when I was in my mid-30s. Okay, a lot of games. Um, I think that, oh man, These kind of conversations can only be understood by who it can be understood by. That's just it. Everybody's not going to be able to receive or comprehend this level of having a connection with people because people need to be validated through love of somebody else. People need to be validated through love of another human being. They need to be validated in the world by a bunch of strangers. I don't. Now, it's all of these other moments where I also find that as you begin to grow in this, you will begin to see people's very, very deep insecurities. You will see people's low self esteem and all of these different things come to the surface. Okay? You will begin to see how um, you yourself will begin to heal more and more and face the realities of yourself in life. And I'm being very serious. And the more you truly do that, the more alone you will do it. You see, when you live life in purpose and on purpose, you don't need people for romantic connections. You need people for partnerships. You reach out to people to help get something off the ground. You reach out to people, you reach out to things for grants and these different things. You may reach out to take yourself to a school to educate yourself more. These are the things that you do. But let me tell you something. These things have to already be in you from the start. That's another thing that I have come to realize. Anybody who has the capacity to really be alone has already had the capacity to be alone. Whether they did it as a teenager, their young 20s, they always could just be alone. They always could just go away. And I want to give y'all something to why a lot of people try to encourage you to stay in your relationships. They don't want to be alone in the misery of being in their relationships. And there's some people who encourage you to stay in your relationship because they benefit by you being stuck there because you'll never be what you want to be as long as you're their friends and as long as you stay where you are. They benefit from that. So that's why they encourage it so hard. Oh man. Girl. I also learned something else. There is nothing wrong with being judgmental or having your standards. I want to make that clear. There's nothing wrong with being judgmental and having your standards of what kind of people you choose and want to deal with. If you don't choose or want to deal with people who are just not of the standard of who you are, you have the freedom to do that. I mean, I'm so serious. I know I've been drilling that in y'all fucking head, but y'all have to understand that. Because, see, what I have come to see from my analysis, right? You got people online, they be sending shots to people. You know, all they have to talk about is whatever marriage relationship they're in. You got people who the things they talk about, right? And it's like it's just this level of intelligence that's there. I don't know if you all saw it, but you know, people talk. People a lot of times you can think it's directed at you what somebody is commenting about, but it's not always yourself. It could be multiple people talking about what you're talking about, okay? And agreeing on what you're saying that it causes this person to respond, okay? So I heard I happened to peep the latest one day. It just happened to come up actually. No, I peeped it because I was looking for anyway. And I saw that the divestors was talking about whole shit, right? Spelled in the French way. And they were going on and on and on about these things, about the whole and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, did anybody teach them lessons on the patriarchy, feminism? Anybody pass them a book to understand the different of time that women were in? Does anybody teach them that women had like much harder to even just be a single woman? You had to at least be rich to be a single woman, if that. And those like, does anybody have something? And so as I halfway listen to it, because I when you watch people for a long time, you already know their style of doing things. It still did not stop me from saying the reason you're going so hard about hoes is because you are a woman of the patriarchy. You are a married woman. It doesn't matter how far in the history you go. It doesn't matter if you go back into when the men was dressing and doing drag in China somewhere. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter. You still don't want to believe that your husband has a side piece or he has a sugar baby. That's what it all comes down to. That's it. That's the whole shit. You don't want to believe that he's doing that. You want to believe that you have control of something, 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 something. That's what it is. You just want to believe. And that's it. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole 1 hour speech shit was useless. You using women whose lives is fucked up from it. There's women who live who ain't fucked up from it. it's still not proving a damn thing, but that you just don't want to believe that your husband, boyfriend got a hoe on the side, sugar baby, picks up prostitutes. Men do it. Men do it. Men pick up prostitutes. People pick up prostitutes, pick up sex workers, pick up escorts. People do it. Let the escorts tell you. I've asked, who are your clientele? Oh, I have men, I have women. Sometimes I have mostly women that are my clientele. Ask them, talk to them. Because at the end of the day, they're laughing at you. But you know, people have a show to do and money to make on their Patreon, right? And my thing is, with it all, it still just comes to childishness to me. It's so funny, right? Because the divestors talk about how childish uh arrested development that the black woman has, and how she doesn't go over the age of 25. There's just this arrested development with the black woman, right? And honestly, they're really talking about their Gen X generation. That's what they don't realize. Like, but anyway, they're advocates for this, right? But then I look at them like, but look how y'all act. Look what y'all talk about. Tell me right now, and I want to know, drop a channel in the link. Who else do you know that speaks to you about relationship, loves, and connections the way that I do? And I have grown. I have grown tremendously. Anybody who maybe have OG listened to me for years now, I have absolutely grown into the age that the fuck I am right now. That if somebody who knew me from my 20s came in here and realized it was me, they would laugh and be like, you grew up. That's how grown I have grown. Okay, grown up. Oh, I thought it said 11:53. I'm about to say, God damn, it's already past. I need to get out my bed. I don't 11 o'clock is too late to stay in the bed. And they would tell you that, damn, you grew up. You've grown. My mindset, the things I think about, the way I talk about it, the way I'm able to express it. Okay. Um, the way that I am able to even just convey what it is that I'm feeling to you all shows my maturity. I wasn't able to do that before. But when you sit here and you listen to these divestors who talk about how immature the black women are, look at how they act. Look at how they act. They're always clowning about something. But the joke is on them because they don't know life and they don't know people. You know, I was reading my book on by Robert McKee, and he was talking about character creation. And he said anybody who has a protagonist that has no flaws, anybody who creates a protagonist in a story that, you know, basically uh is goody two shoe, you know what I'm saying? And perfect, and nothing is wrong, and they don't have any problems, and everything's okay at home, and these type of things, right? He said, these are people who don't know people. His words. He said, these are people who do not know people. They don't know life. That's what he said. He said, these people do not know life. And that is exactly a lot of times the people that y'all are listening to. These motherfucking people do not know life. And I'll explain. Give me a second. And that's it. That's it right there. I have gone through my life meeting all kinds of people. And I mean all kinds of people. I have gone through my life in New York City to traveling to Philly, to New Jersey, um, Colorado, to where I'm at now, North Carolina, places inside of the Carolinas, all over New York City. Just never got to experience seeing like that very suburban New York City where people have horses and stuff in their backyard. I didn't get to experience that part of New York City, even though that does exist. Um, no, I've seen horse ranches that was by where I was at, but they didn't. Maybe I did, you know. But the point is, I got to be around people, and even times around people who I may have not been comfortable or used to being around, but I was around them. And I say that to say, you have people out here, they don't have a life that way. Their life is around what they know, who they know, how they know the people that they know. So they don't know anything outside of what they know. And when you're somebody who knows life, you don't care for people like that because you know that no one is like them. When you know life, you're looking like, well, a lot of people are not like you. That's the real thing. You're like, a lot of people don't dress like you, think like you. A lot of people are not like you. A lot of people are more like me. And a lot of times, a lot of people is more like you for the person who has been around people and who knows life and who knows people. See? A smart person who knows people is going to be the same person who is not going to want to deal with people because they know people. They're not dealing with people on a sense of for the reason the person who don't never know nothing about people is not wanting to deal with people. Most of the time that person is always speaking to people. But the thing is, the people who know people that don't deal with people, there's an interesting dynamic to us. We're dimensional people, meaning that we still know how to deal with people. That's the thing. When we open our mouths and we begin to communicate, we know how to deal with people. We know how to talk to people. We know what to say to people because we know people. And we know what people to not even bother with because we know people. Okay? We know people. Excuse me for the sounds if you have headphone users. Now, why am I talking about that? I'll tell you why. Because, one second, y'all. All right, hold on, y'all. Alarms and shit. All right. I'll be waking me up. God damn. You check my email while I'm talking to y'all. You check that email while I'm talking to y'all. I had a great writing session this weekend. I am proud of myself for that writing session. Okay. All right. Checking my email while I'm talking to y'all niggas. Listen. I want y'all to hear me out very closely. Life is beautiful. And life is absolutely what you make it to be. Okay? That's a fact. It's what you make it to be. And where life begins most is in the mind. When you begin to tell your mind, no more, I don't want this no more, I don't want to deal with this no more, this pain no more. Once you tell your mind that, the body begins to move. But you know what? You got to tell your spirit that it has to be inside of your spirit. And you will make those transformations that's needed to be made, and everything will start moving out the way. And you want to talk about candle magic? Yes, there is candle magic that you can do to make these transformation and changes. Okay. I hate all these loan approvals. They done flooded my damn email. What was I thinking? Okay. Uh oh shit. I don't even have a photo of myself for this damn part. No pictures, bro. I don't have no pictures. No pictures I've taken in a while anyway. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I had this email. This is an important email too. Damn. All right. So butterflies in your stomach. How does that all connect? When you truly know thyself, that's what Socrates said. What happens is you will know why someone is in your face, or why they're saying what they're saying and doing what they're doing, and why they're acting the way they're acting. You'll begin to understand if someone is displaying a certain type of attitude, you will understand what's going on. I'll give you an example. Don't go nowhere. So I have been making moves over here and getting over the hump and writing and creating and doing my thing. I have been preparing before I have been prepared in this project. Okay. What I'm saying is, what begins to happen is my frequency begins to shift. Why? Because I'm talking to music artists, I'm talking to actors, I'm talking to directors, right? Editors, people who are people who dress people on the set, all kind of stuff, right? Managers, all these kind of things, agents, right? Agencies. These are the level of people that I'm speaking with. It doesn't even matter if these people are not per se industry, because you never know who's industry. That's the thing about it. But I'm still pulling myself into that space. And ever since I've been doing that, I noticed a difference in attitude at work. Okay? I noticed a difference in attitude at work. I noticed a difference in attitude with some people who I thought I was cool with at work. I noticed a difference in attitude with people in the neighborhood. Even when I come outside, I notice a difference in attitude. If a difference in attitude with my friend, who I have the closest to me, I notice a difference in the attitude. But the difference in the attitude is because of the moves that I'm making. Do you understand? And so even if I feel like I'm being secret squirrel over here, people can still pick it up in my aura that something is different about me. Something is different about the way she walks, the way she moves. Something is different something's different the way she speaks or don't speak. Something's different. And so that is a frequency shift, and that's what causes the reactions. You have to also be prepared and mentally strong enough to deal with that. You have to be mentally prepared and mentally strong enough to understand that this is what comes with the territory of it all. And so, therefore, if you understand that this is what comes with the territory, you're going to understand that you're going to have to be ready for the changes. Okay? A lot of people who are millennials and Gen Zs already are alone people, already people who are by themselves. At the same time, the thing about that is, what I had to learn too is, if you're building something, it's going to take a team of people to build it with you. I'm just going to be honest with you. You can't really, you can do it alone, but you can't really do it alone, depending on what project you're doing. You're still going to have to build a team in the creative world in order to have something with you. One artist that never worked with people, but the people he only knew, said that I had to work with other people because I moved to another state. And so everybody works with everybody. Everybody teams up with everybody out here in the state. And they were like, man, it was too much. It was just too much people. But they have a beautiful project. They have a beautiful album to this day. That's one of, to me, their top albums next to their first album. And so it's these type of things that are important. Anybody, like even somebody told me they had did a TV series, a YouTube series, and it was like they just had people improv, and it was good. It made it all the way up to season 3. They just was improvising, and it was dope. And that was their shit that they made years ago. They did videos. They did a lot of things. And let me tell you something that carries with you. All the shows I've did since the age 22, videos I've done that don't no longer exist, lives, the people shows I've been on, all that stuff carries with me. Even if I believe that it don't, it does. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm sitting here doing this show right here, even if no one ever finds me or knows it's me, it doesn't matter. That stuff still carries with you. You feel me? And so because of that, you need to understand what comes with the changes that will happen in your life when you make these choices. But what you have to really come to understand is, look how hard it was for you to make it until you made that choice. And then when you made the choice, you were happy with the choice that you made. And so now you're going to let a bunch of people be the reason that you don't make your choice. You got to think about the logics of that. You got to think about it. Everybody out here right now is a stranger, unless I know you for real. And nobody really knows me in my life, no matter how much they think they do. Nobody knows me. Right? But other than that, even if I grew up with you, you were a sibling or whatever, then you're definitely not a stranger. You're my sibling. If you're my cousin, you're definitely not a stranger. Then you're my cousin, right? If you've been a friend in my life, you're definitely not a stranger. You're a friend, right? But other than that, everybody else is a bunch of strangers to me. All right? The key word is strange. So therefore, why the fuck do I care? There are people who don't even read books. There are people who don't even see the obvious in a relationship. There are people who are choosing people who don't like them at all. Like, I can go on and on about what people are doing out here. There are people who are out here being friends with people just to take a relationship that they got. Shit like that. This is the human being world that we're in. I write characters all day. but it's still the character of what people are on a day-to-day basis. And the thing about it is that all of these different things that play these parts of what it plays in this world, only thing that matters is you and what you accomplish. So you mean to tell me I went to RSVP events, got accepted in, and was around people who are very successful for no reason? And years before that, I worked in the airport, and I used to see the man who was on the cover of the magazine that owned Verizon. I even watched his fucking show. You mean to tell me I was crossing past these people for no reason? I used to look at him, nod and smile, and he would acknowledge me too. And he constantly was going back and forth on that airplane for no reason. You mean to tell me that I had met all of these music artists and all of these different people and all of this stuff for majority of my life for no fucking reason? Energetically for no reason. No. And then the universe brings back the people who I crossed paths with, touched elbows with, hugged, been in their houses, to see that they on a Cartoon Network, to see they at the Met Gala, to see they in the Vogue magazine. I was never wrong about what I felt when I was in my 20s, about the choices that I was making in my life. I was never wrong about any of it. And that's why from 30 to now, I made the choices I made. And now at 40, I'm making the choices that I'm making. And I stand on that. And this is why I have a different understanding about a relationship. Because somebody who lives the life and the goals and ambitions that I have to have relationships that serve a purpose. So therefore, if I'm talking to you over here and we have a relationship, this is our relationship. And then me over here talking to you and we have a relationship, this is our relationship. This is our creative relationship. And then so on and so on. Because now if I sit here and tie myself to this one person in this relationship, now when there's an argument, I have to hold myself onto this one person because I'm in a relationship with them. And so now that relationship is blocking me from what it is that I want to do with my life. Okay? And another thing, yes, I paused. I want you to also look at another thing. Keep in mind, you do not know these people online. Okay? These people could be posing their life as something that is not. To even the people who praise them. Okay? And that's not really hard to do online, okay? And it's not hard to do even to people in their face. And understand that these people on these shows that get that kind of praise and recognition and respect and all that kind of stuff is because they know who their audience is and that they can do that to the people that they're doing it to. So they can take them to their home, they can invite them over, they can take them to an event, have them dress up, they can make them feel inside of some world with them. But that's them people though. That's their thing. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. But it's about you focusing on your thing, right? So let's just say this. You do the things you love to do. And you meet people in those spaces. That's another thing too. Focus on people that are in the spaces that you're in. Focus on the people who are in the spaces that you're in. Okay? If somebody is online, I'm not talking about online show, I'm talking about physically in the spaces that you're in. Now we know they could be tricked to that, but you just got to follow the intuition and do your research. But if you go around people who are in certain spaces that you are in, those are the people who deserve your attention and your collaboration. And still, you have to still be mindful of that. Okay. I just got an offer here in my email. And what's interesting is uh I for a long time, right? I could have been uh did a lot of the things that I'm doing now, but I've always been stuck on the fact that I'm a writer, right? And it's fun, it's fun. But I noticed that you're always going to go into these spaces and you're going to cross paths with somebody who you feel connected to. You're going to you're going to lock eyes with somebody that you may feel like you may be in love with. You're going to have all these moments. But what you need to understand is you have to be able to identify the purpose of why they're there. Why did you look at this person and feel the way that you feel? What is it about them? What do they have going on about them that you are a little enamored by, or that you're really smitten by, or that you like? What is it about them physically? Start there. What is it about them physically that I like? What am I seeing physically that I like? Energetically, what do I like? Mm-hmm. What is it about this person that they have that I can grow with them? I'll give you an example. I probably said this before, but I'm going to give you an example. And I'm going to walk you through the attractions in my world. Once was attracted to someone who was a music artist. Felt we were even twin flames. You hear me? And what I had to realize that I wanted the life that they had. Stage, tours, friends, just a group of people, right? This was years ago in my life, right? Look how the universe works. Then I met a graffiti artist that was dope as graffiti artist, and I started to paint again. And I started to paint pictures of the person who I felt I had this connection with, right? I started to be inspired and became a muse in the paintings. And like I still have these paintings to this day. I was doing ASAP and Riri and writing a lot of stuff. I was just using this person as my muse for this work. And I look now at these paintings, gorgeous. And then I don't even know how I made these colors. That's how pretty these paintings are. Then there is the fact that time went on and I distracted myself. And I pretty much had people who were more fans of me. That's what happened. I attracted people who were fans of me. When I started taking myself very serious too, I remember this. I started taking myself very serious. I started going to certain type of events, certain type of people. Ironically, this particular artist is friends with these people, like real life close friends to these people, all kind of shit, right? Life went on. Started doing my own music and stuff, my own writing and everything. And then I had my distractions at the time as well. And I had to get rid of those distractions, right? Even though these people, they was trying to help and shit, but they were still toxic distractions. I had to get rid of them, right? And what began to happen in all of this, right? As life has gone on and I began to learn myself and be who I am and do what I love more and more and more for myself, I'm able to identify the purpose of why someone comes around me. I'm able to identify the purpose of why someone is in my life or in my face or they're talking to me. I'm able to identify that. And I want you to know that when you communicate or you're able to identify things in that way, you bring more control into your life, okay, and more purpose into your life as well. Because one thing that had happened, let me turn my ear up. You guys can still hear me. One thing that has begun to happen is, let's say you cross paths with that person, right? Let's say you're in the space with this person, right? That you feel this attraction to, and they feel this attraction to you. You can maturely call it out. You can say, look, you feel that energy between us? Where you feel it at? How you feel? Oh, I feel it here in my the cord of my stomach. I feel this in my heart. I feel this and that. Be like, all right, look, it's just meant for us to just be creative partners together, or just call it out. Did you just want to fuck? Da da da. It just is about who you are. To able to call it out and ever to speak on it, so we don't have to play these games at 40 plus, 35 plus in our lives. You hear what I'm saying? Like we after 30, we shouldn't be playing these games. I give you a grace period. That's why I said 35. We shouldn't be playing these games no more. We should be being able to look at each other and say, this is what it is. This is what it is. Okay. You have to be able to say, this is what we can do with it. And I know some people out there be like, well, how could you? Nah, you can. It's about the level of intelligence of the person that you're speaking to. I can do that. Approach me and think that, then depending on who you are, I'm gonna call it out. Like, nah, that's not why you approaching me. What do you want? What do you do? I'm gonna pose questions. Oh no, that's why you approaching me. That's what it's about. It ain't about that. Or I'll call it out and be like, nah, this not my energy. I know what I attract. I don't attract people like you in my life. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like it's really not nothing wrong with saying that. It's honest. And if that person can't respect honesty, then that's on them. It's honest. You know what I mean? It's like it's just honesty. And so what happened is, I think that it comes down to, how do I say it? You gotta understand that when you make these spiritual shifts in your life, the things around you are going to shift. That's just what comes with it. Like, and I'm gonna tell you something, and I want you to really take note of this. You should be happy about that. And that's what I love about the universe. You should be happy about that. You should be happy that people shift along with you, like people get out the way, or people try to come in your way more, because it shows you who energetically just doesn't match you. Even if you think you can talk and laugh with them, even if you think you're cool with them, even if you think they're all right, it energetically shows you who does not match with you. And so therefore the people who don't match with you will be moved, will be pushed energetically. I had somebody who I know doesn't like me at work. Like, they be questioning the fact of who I think that I am, and this, that, and the third, and all kind of shit, right? And I be peeping shit, bro, because some people don't realize that I noticed that somebody at the job don't fuck with me no more, And I was like, is it because I got in an argument with this person said right here? But then it started making sense that this is the person that they hang around with all the time. So that's why they don't fuck with me, whatever that person is saying. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta pay attention to that. You feel me? And so what happened is that same person came to me and was like, you don't look tired. I said, what? They said, you don't look tired. I said, I feel tired. Shit. But I really wasn't really that tired. I really wasn't. I knew what by the time I got home I was gonna be up again because I had to do some real serious workshop work over here at this desk. And so you're like, you don't look tired. And I was like, no, I am, you know. And so I came home and did my thing. And I was like, ooh, see how subtle jealousy and envy can be. So the person who does not like you will recognize things about yourself that you don't even recognize about yourself. I'm from the city that never sleeps, y'all. I'm from a place where people get up and get their morning and day started and they run out the door and they run all fucking day. I'm from a place where it's fucking cold, freezing fucking cold, ice fucking cold. I'm from a place where it gets negative 10 degrees. And do you know that athletes use this cold thing that they get shot for like 3 seconds and it's fucking below something temperature, and that's the energy that they use to start fucking go out there to play their sports? Oh, what you think I did? I would go outside in the cold and let the cold air hit my face to wake me up to start my day. These are the things I did to learn how to be on my grind. And these are the signs of a hater, as y'all call them. They will begin to notice things about you more than you've recognized about yourself. Somebody who doesn't like you. I know it sounds strange, right? Sounds strange, but it's the truth. They will recognize things about you. But what you do is you appreciate it. You thank the universe for that, for being the vessel for that person to be the reason to tell you to keep going. Like, oh, good. If I'm not tired, then I can write, then I can create, then I can sketch, then I can do art, then I can think, then I can read. Thank you. I'm not tired. Even though I said I feel tired. Go home, not tired, chilling. And then there's these other aspects where it comes into how you play your part in a lot of things. You know, it's like you've been asking for this. All of these things around you shouldn't at this point matter but what you've been asking for. So you got that job and you want that promotion, you'll get that promotion. But do you want that promotion for real? And if you get this promotion, what is the purpose of having this promotion, right? You go out there and you go out there and you decide that you want to start making connections with certain type of people. You're going to go out there and make connections with certain type of people, and then you're going to find people who wants to say hi, hello, good morning to you and not doing it no more because those are not your people. Do you understand that when you have a job, a 9-to-5 job, none of them are your people and none of them are your friends? Do you understand that? I told you, the work world is equivalent to people online. And here's another thing I want y'all to understand. Because the butterflies in your stomach are the things you want to accomplish as well. You can get butterflies in your stomach from that nervousness and feeling afraid and stuff from accomplishing things that you want to do for yourself. Another thing you have to understand is this: people who build success have a different mentality and mindset, period. People who build success, speaking of that, let me go make my coffee. People who build success have developed a different mentality. You know why? When you read all these books, the Napoleon Hill, right? Name them all. Name all of them books that tell us about success. Name them all, right? When you read these books, right? What begins to happen is you're going to find that you're going to start shit. Okay? You're going to find that your mind, your body, and your soul is going to start shifting. Okay? And the shift that they're going to make is by way of you. Okay? The number one thing you're going to first start doing is focusing on your health. Okay? That's the first thing. Right? You're going to start focusing on your health. What can I do different for my health? Maybe I should start drinking tea in the morning instead of coffee. I'm failing in that right now because I'm about to drink some coffee because I need coffee. Right? You're going to start focusing on what it is that I can do better for myself. Right? This is the things you're going to start focusing on when you focus on things. What changes do I have to make in my home? What changes home, meaning your kitchen, your bathroom, your way of eating? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I could have made some fucking ramen. Oh, I could have made that rice. Just like I thought that rice, I can make that ramen. Your way of eating, right? Your way of living, right? All of these things. Matter of fact, if I take a bowl to work and put it in my bag, I can actually make me some ramen at work with some hot water. So all of these different things, right? You'll begin to pay attention energetically to who you have around you, right? And what kind of life they live. That's a big one. Trust me when I tell you. You'll start looking around and being like, damn, what kind of life is this person living? What kind of friends? What they talk about? This, that, and the third. This is why collaborations are important. You feel me? This is why connecting, collaborating, getting to know people getting to know you is an important thing to do in the world of arts. This is why in the world of art, it's important to also how do I say this? My phone just went off. To know how to judge. That's it. To know how to judge. And what I mean by that is naturally, I'll just listen to me very much so. Naturally, you are going to cut people off. Point blank, period. All right? naturally you are going to be like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with that. Because the body, the spirit is going to begin to get irritated with people. You understand what I'm saying to you? Okay. Let me fix this phone. Hold on. Naturally, your spirit will get irritated. Naturally, you will not like people. Certain people, you won't like them. Naturally, you will find yourself isolating yourself. Naturally, you will be more so, how do I say this? You will be somebody who begins to develop the lifestyle of that, whatever it is, lifestyle that you're building for yourself. Because you'll realize that this shit comes with a lifestyle. You'll say, what is the lifestyle of being an interior designer? What is the lifestyle of being a music artist? What is the lifestyle of being a songwriter? What is the lifestyle of being a musician? What is the lifestyle? You'll begin to say to yourself, what is the lifestyle of a successful mind? What is this lifestyle? And what you're going to do is your body is going to follow your mind. And let me tell you what's so deep about it. I'm not telling you to do this. I got planets in 12th house, but I'm not telling you to do this. What's going to begin to happen to you is this. Even inside of your imagination, even inside of your mind of doing things before you physically do them, you are still doing them because you have it in your mind. You're surrounding yourself around it. So when you begin to take the little increment, little small steps to make it happen, you make it happen. Okay? When you make it happen, you make it happen. You make it happen. And when you make it happen, you won't want to stop. And see, here's the thing about it. You're going to begin to learn that as you begin to make these things happen, you're going to have to pick up some books and study. As you begin to make it happen, you're going to learn that you're going to have to take it back to the drawing board and learn some things that you didn't probably think that you needed to learn. As you make it happen, you're going to learn that things are not always what they seem. Do you understand what I'm saying when I say things are not always what they seem? Yeah. And okay, jeez, why is everything moving slow? All right. That person probably reading that email and they'll get back to me. I was looking for their email and then I gotta fill out this email. What is this? Maybe it's the IMDb. Hold on, y'all, because IMDb be having movies and stuff playing. Something is, oh, I know it's freezing it. I need to run the damn fan. And I've turned my air up too. That's another thing. I turned that air up. It was nice and cold in here. My coffee's making itself right now. And so I need you to understand something. I always bring the logic, right? I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm about to burn it myself. Don't I always bring the logic of a thing. Let me help you understand what I'm saying. Okay. That's my coffee machine, y'all. I have mixed the hot chocolate in the coffee machine, the part where you skim the, the coffee steep. And goddamn it, that shit spilled everywhere because I guess it couldn't steep through with the hot chocolate. So what I do now is I put the hot chocolate already inside of it. Right now I put my protein shake in there with my coffee. Yeah, I did that to see how that works out because my protein shake is like a peanut butter something. So that's kind of me getting some protein while I drink my coffee, right? But that's just me. So here's the logics. You made your plans for your life. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you put things down. Maybe you put projects down. You go work this 9-to-5 job or whatever. Or you go hang out with family or whatever. And then being yourself. And then finally you connecting with co-workers, the people and this and that. And then now you're no longer being the people, the person that you are, right? All of this stuff, right? You have to go back to your purpose. What was the purpose of why I came here to get money? What was the purpose of why I did this? What is the purpose why I do the things that I do? You have to go back to your purpose. And you can't forget your purpose. Okay? And I tell you this because what I realize in life is that it all comes down to this. It all comes down to you. And it all comes back to you. You know what I'm saying? You really do. And you have to focus on that. One second. Not bad. It's 12:24. Not bad. I was sitting down the other day, right? And literally just sitting down. And I was like, looking at my accomplishments, right? Hear me out. And then I realized how busy my life became. From one decision and one email, my life became very busy. Okay? Like it literally became busy. I'm talking about I'm only picking up my phone with purpose, even at work. And now it's even becoming more busy while I'm busy doing work. You feel me? And so because of this, I also realized from also connecting with other people, I'm looking at the damn forms that they're having people sign and do. I'm looking at the damn uh a lot of the things that they got going on themselves. You feel me? And I'm just looking around like this is the universe showing me that I got to get prepared to be doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And so your life just becomes a different way of life, point blank, period. The time that you had for things no longer become the time that you had for things anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? The things that once was the things that you had deemed important to respond to and do is no longer those things. And so therefore, this is the same thing that comes with the relationship that you must be mindful of. If I'm going to have a relationship, this relationship needs to serve great purpose in my life. If I'm going to have somebody be by my side that I talk to, this person has to have great purpose of why they're by my side. And if I'm going to claim this person as somebody I'm with, why am I claiming this person as somebody I'm with? Why is it important for them to be somebody that I'm with? These are the things that's going to happen in your life. These are the things that will unfold in your life. Because you're working a hypnotic rhythm, you're working emotion, and you're working in motion. And so you're going and you're going and you're going and you're going and you're doing and you're going and you're going and you're doing. Right? And so you're going and you're doing and you're going and you're doing and you're going and you're doing. And as you keep going and as you keep doing and as you keep going, that is the of your life. So it goes back to those butterflies walking around. Boom! Here come this person. Here come them feelings of them damn butterflies. Right? You walking around, grocery store, mind your business. Boom! Here come this person. I guess eyeing you like you the most beautiful thing in the world. Right? But what the fuck does all that even mean? What does it mean to look at a stranger and believe that you're in love with them? What does it mean to see somebody you went to high school with and you see him again and you think that you're still in love with them? What does all this shit even fucking mean, people? Do people even know what the fuck they talking about when they say the things that they say? I highly doubt it. These people telling you to do all this compromising to be in a relationship. You know, when you're in a relationship, you just have to understand this, that, and the third. You know, when you're in a relationship, there's all of this dumb shit that everybody and rules and everybody just want to tell us and give. When the only relationship you have on a daily basis is with your damn self. So what are these people even talking? The only relationship that you have on the daily is with yourself. The only relationship that should be nurtured and cared for is the one that you have with yourself. That's it. Nothing and no one else even matters. Okay? Nothing and no one else. Like I'm keeping the buck with you. Nothing and no one else even matters. You know how old people get before they figure this out? Life. Why is it you notice this person 60, 70 years old? Now suddenly and miraculously they're selfish and they don't want to deal with nobody. They don't want to talk to nobody. That's how long it took them to figure this shit out. I'm 40 and I started figuring this shit out when I was in my mid 35 years old. Okay? Okay? Okay. A leader is best when people barely know that he exists. Oh shit. That's some real shit right there. Shit, probably younger than that. Do it now. Do it now. That's the words. Do it now. This path is not easy. I think this is one of the hardest paths in life to ever walk. This path is not fucking easy. This path right here has to be the hardest path to walk in life. The rest of y'all got it easy. Marriage and being up under somebody all fucking day, bragging about it, knowing that you ain't happy at all. Yeah, y'all got the easy path. But this path right here is the hardest path to walk. And that's why many don't walk it. And those before us, they know that. And that's why they write the books. You know who they write the books for? They write the books for people like me and you. They write the books for people like me and you. Meaning, just like I get up here on this microphone and talk about the things I talk about and go away, it's the same reason that they get up and they write their books. The guy who wrote Kill the Dog, the reason why he wrote that is because he said the person who wrote Save the Cat never made it in the industry. They never made it. So how can they tell you about screenwriting? And I knew it was something about that book. I couldn't put my finger on it. I even looked up this man. I looked him up to say, did he even, because that's how I am. I was like, did he even make a film? Who is this person? But the person who wrote Kill the Dog, I see all his films that he made. I see his credits that he did. Yeah. And then the book that I'm reading right now, he's referencing that book in his book. This book is my Bible for my creative process. And this is the book that he recommends. Oh. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. That's funny. Getting back to y'all. I feel like in life as a whole, people are supposed to be with purpose in your life. Okay? People are supposed to be with meaning in your life. And I think that comes with age. And if you have this lifestyle from 20s to 30s, you're very wise for your age. Wait a minute. Is she doing that? Oh my goodness, no. Everybody. And see, here's the thing about purpose. See, if you understand your purpose in life, that's the value of the quality of purpose that you're going to give other people in your life. Okay? That you understand what I'm saying? See, when you say, "Hey, I'm just use this. I'm an actor." I say this all the time. I'm an actor. I do acting. So therefore, I connect with screenwriters who have a structured vision of their screenplay. I'm an actor. I connect with other actors. I go to actor events, actor seminars and stuff. I take acting classes. If there's an acting school I can go to, I go to. This is your world of acting. So therefore, you develop a lifestyle of acting. And so the quality of people around you must make the quality of how you view your value of life. So if you go and be with somebody because this is the person that feeds you or gets you McDonald's or something, that's your quality of life. Nothing wrong with that, but that's what your quality of life is. You like this person because damn, this person got all the weed or whatever. That's a part of your quality of life. But I need you to understand something. When you make that choice, you need to know energetically what you're doing to yourself. Because let's say you deal with somebody who's an actor and they got good ass weed. That matches a little bit more, right? Or someone who's a writer and they like to smoke some good ass weed. Or another type of creative. Hold on. So the thing is, you have to look at how you value yourself. And it goes back to the butterflies in your stomach again. How do you value yourself? When you walk out here, I don't give a damn if you put sweatpants on and put on a bonnet. It don't fucking matter. It doesn't mean you don't value yourself. I don't want to be bothered. So I put on sweatpants and a bonnet. That's my energy. Don't fucking bother me. If you think I'm a ratchet black ass bitch, then awesome. Don't fucking talk to me. I will give that energy. And I give whatever energy I want to give when I walk outside. That's the thing about me. The thing is, how do you value yourself means how much do you know thyself when you walk outside? See, you can't get caught up with people who are shady, underhanded. You can't get caught up with them. You got to understand that they live off of confrontation. Okay? They live off that shit. They live off of trying to get a rise out of you. But the way to move around people like that is you do the psychological thing. You walk around them, you don't look at them, you give them you avoid them at all costs. Because avoidance shows somebody that energetically you don't want to fuck with their energy altogether. Okay. Another thing, I think that it's another thing of I'm very spiritual. So I'm big about Florida water, because I'm definitely gonna put some Florida water on my body today. Spiritual baths, spiritual cleansing, using the herbs and flowers and stuff to cleanse yourself, to cleanse your home. Deeper than just sage. I'm big about spiritual protection. I'm big about all that stuff. Very spiritual woman. That is a big, big, major part about what life is for me. Okay. And I live that deeply. Okay. And I say all this to you because sometimes that's what it may take to get yourself moving. All right. I'm gonna be honest enough to tell you that. You might have to go ahead. My favorite fucking one is that road opener. That fucking road opener candle, man. You might have to go get you a road opener candle. Get your oils and stuff like that. Dress it up however you want to do it. Put your intentions out there. Write everything down that you just write it down. Write it down in the now. I am this. I live my life like this. I am this. This is completed. And these are the people that I'm working with. And this is what this is. And this is, and I'm out here and I have this. And you're going to probably have to do all that. Put that, tie it up, put roses around it and put it away. Put it in an envelope. And say my 2026 manifestation. I will open this up and read it and see what my life is after I write this. Oils, all kind of shit. You're going to have to do that. Because sometimes that's the boost that you need. Because sometimes there's some energetic cleansing and banishing that you have to do for yourself in order to let everything go. I saw this candle. I can't remember who this brand was, but they had these scented dressed candles, which was pretty dope. And one of the candles was like, look, it was a destroy everything. It said, you must be prepared for what this candle is going to give you in your life. If you say that you want to get rid of a certain thing, a person in your life, this candle is going to give you this, but you have to be prepared for what's going to leave your life. This was the warning on that candle before anything else. Okay, before anything else, this was the warning on that candle. And I said, "Ooh, the person who made this candle was smart, very, very smart, right?" And they're very, very smart because people do need to see that. You know what I'm saying? People do need to understand things in that way. Like if you asking for this, you need to know what the fuck you asking for, what you asking to happen for you. That's what you're doing. Now, let me tell you something too. I made one email to one person. All right. I made one email to one person. And from that email, because this person was a trusted person, that person connected me with other people from me emailing them. Oh, I got to get my charger. And then I made connections from this person. What really hit me was I got to get this shit done. I got to make this shit happen. Right? That's exactly what my spirit said. I got to make this shit happen. I can't bullshit. I can't drag. I can't make false promises. I can't do that. I got to get up and I got to be on go. And that's exactly what I did. And see, this message is for you, whoever's listening. You have to be on go in your own kind of way. I still pace myself. Keyword is pacing. I still pace myself. But when I was on go, it was the time that I had to be on go. And whatever any time between time that I can make for things is the middle between time that I can make for them things. But I was on go. And there's another thing to make note of. I got a lot of people out my way. And I'm going to tell you something else. Somebody who was the closest to me, they started acting up. Okay? I'm serious when I tell you this. They started, what I do remember was they started acting up. And it was like, same old thing. And they needed a break. And I said, you know what? Cool. Okay, cool. Just me focus on what I need to focus on. I didn't even have the emotional time to even give it my attention, y'all. Like, I just didn't have the emotional time to give it my attention. Like, to even acknowledge this situation that was happening. To even, do you get what I'm saying here? I couldn't even, like, I just had to move on. And so I started honing in, reading the book, taking notes from the book, pausing the audio, slowing down the audio. I started rereading the notes, receiving the notes, using my personal writing assistant. I really started doing my thing, right? Like, I really started doing my thing. And so, as that had happened, it was text message here and there. I still was sending my good mornings, hello, whatever. But I still was in momentum. You know what I'm saying? I still was in momentum. And it got to a point I put the phone down. I wasn't even looking at my phone. Damn near lost it yesterday. And of course, there was apologies being said by the way of that person and acknowledging that they did say they wanted the break, right? I'm giving you this example to show you that there's some things in your life that was going on that you probably didn't even recognize was little teeny tiny distractions that was happening emotionally to you. And until you start moving in this place and grooving in that rhythm of where you want to be, you're going to start recognizing that. You're going to be like, oh shit, wait, I don't got time for this. Because that's what happened to me. The last time I saw them, I was like, I don't remember what happened. I was just saying to myself, I don't got time for this. That's exactly what I was saying in my mind. I don't got time for this. I don't got time for this. That's what I kept saying. I don't got time for this. I don't got time for this. Right? I don't got time for this. Because I don't have time for that. And I don't have time for certain this and that. And this is the beginning of the shift in your world. What was once important to you, what was once something you cared about, what was once something that would emotionally toss you around, will no longer become important to you. You'll be like, I'll speak to them later about that. I'm not really in the mood right now. That's what's going to happen to you. Literally, that's what's going to happen to you. Literally, what's going to happen to you is that this is the beginning of where your life has shifted. That right there. See, it's the increment, it's the little increment of things, little teeny tiny things. It's like you're changing, you're shifting, you're walking different, you're talking different, you're looking different, you're doing things different, you're moving different, you're saying things different. You don't even realize that you're doing it. That's how much you're doing it, because you don't realize it until you start realizing it in yourself small. Opportunities will start coming to you in ways that you wouldn't believe will come in your life. I'm going to tell you a little secret too. Whether audio book, whether physical book, when you're holding a book, you're holding energy, and you're holding the energy of that person who wrote that book. And this person is living what they say they're living, and they're giving you the insight of how to make this shit happen. Then that is the person energy that you need to engulf in. This person is giving you the keys to whatever it is that you are living your lifestyle as, and giving you the principles. This is the person's energy you need to spend the most time with, whether you read their bio, whether you watch their stuff, whatever that may be. You spend the most time with that person. Yeah. And let me tell you something else. I want you to understand something else. Even if you feel like this is the person that got away, if I would have did this and that, this would have worked out between me and this person. Maybe I should have did something different with a friend. Even if you feel that way, you need to know that nothing in life has no purpose of why it happened. Nothing in life does not happen without reason. It really doesn't. Because when you're honest with yourself, you're going to find, well, I wouldn't have crossed paths with the people I've crossed paths with in the way that I am if I still had said these people around. See, I know that for a fact. I got to go get my charger. Be back. God damn it. Y'all hear that shit? It's a secret to Matt. And the secret is that this motherfucker. Nothing. So, this needs to go on my dresser. People. Damn, that pillow. I gotta throw that pillow in the trash. People. Hell no, don't start this bullshit. Don't start this bullshit. Thank you. Don't want to drag. Don't want to beat a dead horse. I think you all get what I'm trying to say to you. The gist of everything I'm trying to say. When life is happening for you, and you are in tune with the life that is happening for you. When life is happening for you, and you are in tune with how life is happening for you, why life is happening for you, you can understand the how, the whys that people come around in your life. I literally was sitting here thinking about this person after I got off the phone with them, after I texted them. I literally was sitting here like, damn, I can't get this person off my mind. And I realized, well, this person is a part of my creation, just like the other person that became the muse in my creation. And you have to have a true spiritual understanding of self to even see that that's what's going on between you and this energetic being. That's another thing. You have to see people as energetic beings. Who is this energetic being right here? See, all of this stuff was hocus pocus talk, as a coworker would say. All this stuff was, right? Because we've been so disappointed in the people who have been talking this stuff, right? But no, this is real. You have to look at people that way, especially when you are manifesting something in your world, in your life. But see, the key thing is you have to be manifesting something in your world, in your life. Key thing is have to be having a purpose every day you wake up in order to understand this. Because you won't look at people the same when you live like this. You won't care about things that you once gave attention to when you live like this. You won't. You won't even give a goddamn about, how do I say this? You won't give a damn about things that you thought you would ever give a damn about. You grow. And so does your idea of relationships grow. I had a dream last night. Maybe this is why I'm on this microphone right now. I had a dream that somebody from on my children's side of the family, I was expressing how much I had liked the house, right? This house that they were in, it was a blue house, a deep blue house with a lake in the back. And I was expressing how pretty this house was. And they were then expressing how, like, to indicate that, like, I was missing something. Like, I missed them or some life with them or something like that. That's what they were indicating. And I was like saying to myself in my mind, nah, I miss none of this shit with y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? I miss none of this shit. Life is awesome over here. And so and it was interesting, right? Because people will try to project hold on. Bella, why are you all that in my kitchen? I think she probably want me to, let me go feed her. She should have food though. Let me see. All right, let me go run take care of my cat. About to go ahead and play some music for y'all. The typical song. I'll be back, y'all. I'm coming, y'all.
Hold on, y'all. I'm back. Yeah, so you had to get some more coffee with my protein shake in it. This actually is really good. I need to do this more. The protein shake and the coffee. Yeah, I need to do this more. This actually tastes really good. I was a little hot because before I was drinking a little bit colder coffee, warmer coffee. All right, so what am I saying here to all of you as a whole? As it's like I feel like I'm saying the same thing and just with so many different examples and meanings. It's crazy. So many different examples and meaning. It's crazy. Um, I'm not going to even sit here and stress this. The thing is, anyway, there's a lot of things that come with the territory of something you are striving for in life. You're going to have people who are just miraculously just not going to like you. You're going to have people who are just jealous and envious. You're going to have people that's going to be in your face and ask you questions. You're going to have people who can't help but to say something slick to you or be shady towards you. You're going to have all kind of crazy shit happening to you, all because you are making such a vibrational shift and they just can't accept it. And most of the time, the people who are doing that to you are the people who put down something in their life to make everybody around them comfortable. You see what I'm saying? Here's the thing. I used to let certain things get to me a lot. And I realized in my life, I come to realize why it did. And I had a lot of internal wounds that I had to heal and work through therapy, through taking meds for like the past 3 years or whatever, and then getting off my meds and all these kind of things, right? And then I had, while being off the meds, had to face me in a much deeper way, right? Like I had to face me. I had to, like what? I'm sending her back when I pick her up from for the last time. Whatever you want to have going on, that's between y'all. My party is a risk for that. So am I. Okay. And it's not anything for you to concern yourself with because you're on a mission. That's the key thing that you have to tell yourself. I am on a mission. And while I'm on a mission and I'm getting these butterflies in my stomach and I'm looking at you over there for wherever you are, and I feel what I feel, or I met you here, or this and that, or I'm thinking about you. What purpose are you here in my life for? Who are you? What do you do? What's your name? How you dress? Who you dated before? Who you associate with? How you feel about yourself? What goals do you have? Maybe that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to meet each other at this place to accomplish this goal, accomplish goals together. Maybe you're supposed to be a co-producer, pro-writer, whatever it is that I'm creating. Maybe you are supposed to be a part of that. Maybe you're the one that can help me find a good actor school to go to. Whatever it may be. These are the things to be looked at when you're connecting with somebody. It's not just about all this whimsical butterfly shit. I'm telling you, as a writer, that is the purpose of romance. It's supposed to look that way. It's supposed to look that way because that's not reality. It's supposed to look that way because it's a fantasy of what you believe love is. I tell y'all that all the time. Horror amplifies your fears, your anxieties, what psychologically haunts you, whatever little things that you're afraid of. That's what horror does. It just amplifies it. The romance genre just amplifies your belief of what a love story is. But if you think about Romeo and Juliet, that was tragedy. They still ended up together, but they end up together in death. Romeo and Juliet. The story of Isis and Osiris, the same thing. He got chopped up by his brother, and she was running around here trying to put the pieces of him together till she put the last piece together was his penis. And then there he was back again. You ever see movies about the zombie and the girl falling in love with the zombie and bringing him back again? That's all symbolic of the story of Isis and Osiris. This is where the love stories all stem from. And every fucking last one of them is tragedy, tragedy, tragedy. Because that's what drama's all about. Tragedy. Okay. Look, just got the email from just got a text message from the same person I'm talking about. Crazy. Talk about multiple people, but the main one I'm talking about just text me. Okay. They're reading the email now. Hold on. Okay. Damn, bro. Hold on. Behind on a lot of so I feel like if it's not paying me anything, nobody helping me, so I'm getting a whole video. Let me go ahead and have a go on it. So they reading the email now. Good. So what purpose does anybody have in your life? So therefore, this is how what they call compartmentalizing. This is how you compartmentalize people. Trust me, you ain't gonna stress yourself about that family member who you don't get along with. You're not gonna stress this person over here that's doing what. You're not even gonna look at what anybody else has. You don't give a fuck if they in a mansion, they drive a goddamn Lamborghini, whatever fancy cars they are out there. You're not gonna give a damn about none of that. You're gonna care about who you are. Because I'm here to tell you they can have all them things and still not like you. And still be jealous of something that you got and who you are. Okay? It ain't gonna change nothing. It ain't gonna change nothing. You're gonna still get the same reaction. Why are you experiencing this now? So when you really go out there and you really start making it happen, as you go up and up and up in your frequency to make things happen, you're going to constantly come across these people. It's going to show you that this is not going to go away. It might settle down, but it's not necessarily going to go away. It's going to still come in a much more snaky, underhanded way. It was in the 50th law, 50 Cent quoted this. He said, when I'm in the streets, I know people in the streets. I just know them. I just know people in the streets. But when I'm in the industry, there's sharks. There's sharks, and it's a different kind of street hustle. And so I'm afraid of it. It scares me because I can't read it. And these are the things that will begin to happen as you raise your frequency, right? So what I'm saying is, don't ever think because you're moving on up, whatever frequency you're moving up to, that it's going to not be nosy people over there. It's not going to be people who are shady and conniving. It's not going to be people who are scammers. It's just a different level of what it is. It's going to be there. But you have to vibrate in such a way where okay, you have to vibrate in a way that you won't even attract that to you. Or like if you do attract it, it won't be allowed to penetrate you. Hold on. I've allowed things and people to waste my time or pull my legs. See, at some point that was on me. Now I pick myself up and dust myself off. To give into the hands of the wicked, well, I must be wicked. Absolutely. I like your profile picture, by the way. Where did you find it? That's my nigga right there. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. This is all happening while I'm talking about this. Yeah, so as I stated here, everybody else is a stranger, bro. You have to start realizing that y'all motherfuckers care about strangers, bro. Y'all care what strangers think. Y'all do, bro. Y'all gotta stop doing that shit. You got to like really not care, you know? Protect yourself energetically. I'm very protective of myself energetically. I let people think what they want to think. Hold on. Think of the possibilities. Don't prepare yourself, but stay focused and professional, of course, but also think of the possibility. All right, let me check this email. All right, so my man, y'all know how I be getting my text message. Texting me the fuck. Hold on, y'all. I'm fucking texting the cuzzo, bro. Cuzzo be texting, bro. Hold on, y'all. And I got distracted like a motherfucker. Bro, only cuzzo. Only want to do it. But like I said, seriously, I'm being dead ass when I said this. Please, internet, don't start fucking up. You have to be in tune enough to know what attractions are. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, y'all. I'm wilding. Hold on, y'all. Whoever listening, what up to you? I'm sitting here, I'm wilding out because like how everything just manifested in the moment that I've been talking about it, right? And so I get this text message, you know what I'm saying? And this person is texting me like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And then like I don't get surprised by shit like this. Sometimes I do laugh. What you mean done with who? Oh, here we go. Slow ass computer. God damn it, email. I'm about over 2 hours. I'm ready to go. Listen, everybody, I'm being serious too. You have to first know this, okay? Do you think Taylor Swift will be like if she lived in this everyday world with people? Could you imagine the level of hate she would get every day in this world if she was amongst people? Could you imagine the level of hate as Steve Harvey, he gets it now, if he lives his day-to-day life amongst people? Could you like you have to think about this. You have to think about this. Okay? Okay. What was the purpose of why you asked to change your vibrations and change your life anyway? What was the purpose that you wanted the success anyway? You have to be honest with yourself. I love what I do. I'm obsessed with the work. Okay? With what I do. Okay? Obsessed with what I do. I also enjoy being around people who have that same passion. Not just passion, but that same obsession and drive. I look to people like Shonda Rhimes, Lena Waithe, um, all the greats, mainly Shonda, because she is queen, okay? My bitch. All right? She on season 22. Can't fuck with that bitch. Capricorn. Fucks with her. That's my bitch. These are the people I look to. This is the level of drive, ambition, and discipline that I seek in my life. And that has been reflected through my own children and the success that they have been accomplishing in school, especially my oldest child. So all of these things in my life serves a purpose. I'm not here to prove nothing to nobody. I'm only here to make it happen for myself. I'm making it happen for myself, made it happen for myself so much that I said, fuck it. I'm doing it on my own and I'm making it happen all on my own, what I've been doing. And I'm building my own team to make it happen. Are you listening to my show, Cuzzo? Is that you? Because I'm definitely going to text in a minute after I take this shower and like you. You feel me? Why did you do it? Why did I do it? Why do I feel the way I feel? Yeah, it could have stemmed from that feeling of not wanting to be where I was at anymore. It could have stemmed from that. I'll never deny that. It could have stemmed from um it could have stemmed from uh wanting to prove something to myself and maybe low key to other people because I let others put that in my head. Yeah, it could have stemmed from that, but now it ain't in that place no more. Me doing a one thing made me now say, I can go all the way with this shit. Wait a minute. And I gave myself a title. Not even, let me tell you how deep it is. The person I'm looking at, the person I love, like I'm looking at the way they write and the way they do their shit is exactly what I'm becoming right now for myself. She got Shonda land and I'm bringing my own, the writer's land. These are the people that are the universal symbolism of what life is and life can be for me, or what life is for me. I even had to go back into the books I read about how rich people think. Sometimes you're going to have to go into depth in order to accomplish what it is that you're seeking. Yes, it says that in the book. You might just have to go into depth just to accomplish what it is that you're seeking. Go out there and seek grants just to accomplish what it is that you're seeking. But however you do it, that road gonna open for you to do it. And you gotta make sure you're aligned with the right energy in order to manifest it. That's facts. That's facts, everybody. I'm not making that up. You are supposed to be successful, not supposed to be poor. Poor is a mentality. Poor is a spirit thing. Poor is a karmic thing. You're supposed to be of success, abundance, prosperity. That's what you're supposed to be of. We are supposed to be of that. However, that abundance and prosperity is. You have to be grateful for the little things. You have your own place to live. You can pay that rent. You be grateful for that. You can pay your bills. You be grateful for that. You can get up in the morning and yawn and by yourself. Be grateful for that. Shit, if you're in a relationship and you happy for that relationship, be grateful for that. A lot of people don't get that. Somebody that love you, that care about you, be grateful for that. A lot of people don't have that. You're in a poly relationship and they all love you, be grateful for that. Because a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people can't get that so easily nowadays, especially with millennials and Gen Zs and the alphas coming out. Cool. If there even will be relationships that exist to that capacity. That's why people are going so hard about relationships, because they know in the future, everybody's lives is going to be polyamorous, long distance relationships. friends, and and it's like it's not going to be all this stuff that people want it to be. It's just not. That's why they're going so hard about it. I've learned that in my life of living. Like when certain things are going hard about, it's like, ooh, because something is that scarcity. Let me go ahead and ask this nigga because I'm curious. Are you married? Are you getting married? Hold on. Okay. Not the A popping back up again. All of these things and things matter. Okay? But you gotta be brave. You gotta be tough. You gotta be cool. And you gotta be wiser. She was so right about that. You gotta be stronger. Okay? You gotta be all of these things. But all I know is love will stay the same. That love for yourself will stay the same, no matter what in life. And you listen to me. Some of you, it might take you time to receive me. Sometime maybe it might take years to receive what this random stranger online was saying to you. But this random stranger is not going to be around no more. Like literally not going to be around and even be on here anymore. Because it's coming. It's really coming. And so understand that I get up here and speak about these things with reason. Like I said, I say the same thing in so many different ways, so many different transparent ways, so many examples. That just shows how much wisdom I've had. And I still got more things to learn in life. And whatever else I need to learn in life, I pick it up. I go ahead and I go out there and learn. If I have to take a course in a classroom, I go out there and take a course in the classroom and learn what it is I need to learn in life. That's just how I am. That's how I move. I'm from the city. That's what we do. All right. And so understand in life, okay, people, life can be very beautiful. I understand Trump got all this bullshit going on. I understand Trump is trying to make it seem like he's just the antagonist of what life can be for you. But let me tell you something. As long as you're doing life properly for yourself, meaning you are paying your rent, you have a job, you're doing what you need to do, you're making an honest living, you are keeping that love, internal love for yourself, you're knowing thyself and you're moving like that, you're being wise, you're doing your magic if you got to go do your magic because this world is wicked. You're doing all these things in the universe and manifesting. You're going to be all right. You always going to be all right. That's what I need you to understand. You're always going to be all right. Even when you think you're not going to be all right, you're going to be all right. You're already all right. But you just do what you need to do for yourself and you're good. I promise you that. This stuff, you get to a point, you only watch it to entertain yourself. You won't even watch it to entertain yourself. Like, I remember I was watching Tabitha and she was talking about the MAGA women were arguing about some woman's ring being too small or something. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not interested. You know what I'm saying? If this ain't going to be put into something I'm doing, I'm just going to turn it off. You know what I'm saying? But it gives you more to write about as a creator too. Let me find a scene. What can I put in this scene and stuff like that? So as I'm honing my craft and the work that I do, I'm finding myself living my life around that craft and the work that I do. You know what I'm saying? And so this is a life of people who are working. You know what I'm saying? Who are working, who are doing the work, who are living the work. This is what they're doing. And it's like every day I feel like I've unmasked a secret formula of something or a secret principle of something. The more and more I stay focused, because whatever you focus on, whatever you focus on is what you become more conscious of. So whatever you focus on, you become more conscious of that thing that you're focused on. So whatever your hypnotic rhythm is that's the thing you're going to get focused on. I had something that emotionally tossed me around. And I said, you know what? This lit a fire up my ass. That experience lit a fire up my ass. I mean, literally. And that was the moment I made changes. And when I made them changes, when I tell you nobody in my family had never was in my house, all my siblings was up in my house except for one. And that's never happened. One of them was just chilling in the kitchen. Another one was in the living room. And one of them wives claimed she was allergic to cats and stuff like that and wanted to leave. You know why? That was me being shown energetically, this bitch don't like you. And it was in your face, but this bitch don't like you. Even though you've never shown you never liked her, but this bitch don't like you. You see, it's always the little things. And who was in the house? My children, my siblings, my family. That person don't matter. I mean, literally, that's an in-law. She doesn't matter. And so these are the same people you realize, like, you know, when as you build this success and you build whatever you build for yourself, no matter how it is, this motherfucker just ain't gonna like you. And there's nothing you can do about it, because some people, and this person just got a degree. That's crazy. This person just got a degree. The family supported her, everything. Still don't like me. Because a lot of times what people have internally in them just don't have nothing to do with you. And some people just live different lifestyles, and your lifestyle is not there. So it's like, why care anyway? Is this person acting and performing, and is this person, like, you know, I mean, they're an avid reader, but like, still, is this what part of your life does this person share with you? They don't. So they don't matter, you know? I never thought he was an asshole. I'll do that when I woke up, but I always decide to do it when it's time to start getting ready, because that's just something I do. It helps me, like, mentally prepare the day a little bit more. Where the fuck is my Florida water? That's what I'm trying to understand. I got 2 bottles, but I had another one, but where the fuck did it go? Yeah. I put on my scrubs, my Florida water, and all that stuff there. Listen, everybody. I'm talking to everybody. I hope y'all received that. It's time for me to get my life together. Right. And yeah. I'm out of here. Let me fucking try to end the stream. Let me see.